Here's an interesting thing about failure. People don't do it enough. Failure is a scary word. It was very scary for me up until just recent. I think that society puts this stigma on the word failure and makes us think that if we ever do fail at something, that we're not good enough. And that's not okay. And it's not a good thing. But I'm gonna tell you that I have rethought about the word failure, and it means something totally different to me now. So prior to the end of 2023, I was that person, terrified of failure. Why is that? Again, because a lot of us walk around and we just want to be perfect. We want everything to be perfect. We don't want to fail at anything because we're afraid about what people will think, what people will say, what other people will, feel towards us. But I'm here to tell you that if you're not failing at things, you are not living your life to your fullest potential. Failure is a way that we learn. It's a rite of passage. It's how you get better. And although that was so difficult for me to truly understand and to embrace, it's the truth. Once you decide, you know what, I'm gonna give it my all. I'm gonna try all the things. I'm gonna do whatever I can. I'm gonna do what I was put on this earth to do and go for my purpose and go for my dreams. You're gonna fail. You're gonna mess stuff up. Not everything's gonna come out perfect, and that's okay. You have to get used to that. And I think the more you get used to that, and the more we as a society say this is okay, the better this is gonna be for people in general. There's so many people out there with terrible, debilitating anxiety and depression, and we could talk about all the reasons that happens. But a lot of times when I listen to people and I hear them and I try to relate to them and understand what's going on, a lot of their anxiety and depression is because they are terrified to fail at little things. They don't want to fail at upsetting their family. They don't want to fail at upsetting their partner. They don't want to fail at work. They don't want to fail themselves. If they tell themselves, hey, I'm going to go to the gym and I'm going to eat well, and then they don't do it for a week. These are all the reasons that a lot of people develop anxiety and depression. And I was one of those people. I will tell you that I spent from March of 2020, when I started my own practice, probably until October or November of 2023, terrified of failing. So I woke up every day and I thought, oh my gosh, I have this practice and I need to do this and I need to do that. And what if I fail? And all that does is just create a lot of negative talk and negative self-doubt, and it's not good. And so I will also tell you guys that I was terrified of failing with social media and with just going out into the world and trying to educate people. My husband tried to get me to do social media since the beginning of 2020. He begged me to do it when I first started my practice, and I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'll be terrible at that. That's scary. I'll mess up. How am I gonna do it? And I wouldn't do it. Last year, 2022, he was like, you're gonna do it. I found the guy and you're gonna do it. And I'll never forget the first time I did stuff with Chic. And he can tell you, I was terrible. I didn't do well. I messed up a ton. It was awkward and I just wasn't good at it. But he kept telling me, just keep doing it. I'll edit it. We'll figure it out and you'll get better. And it's true. You do get better and you're gonna fail. You're gonna mess stuff up, I promise. There's stuff that you're gonna do. And when we finish, he's like, yeah, we're not using that. But that's okay. Because there's a ton of stuff that we do that he's like, we are gonna use that. And that goes with everything in life. So not just social media. I'm so glad I did get on social media. It's let me connect with a ton of great people. I love giving you guys education and information. And although there's tons of people that hate, right? There's still people that hate on me. And that's okay. I'm all right. I'm okay with it because my passion is educating you guys. And what I really want to do in this world is educate people, educate providers, and make healthcare better. Like that's where I'm going. That's where I'm at. That's what fires me up. And so guess what? I'm going to screw some stuff up along the way. I'm going to mess stuff up. I may have epic failures. Who knows? My podcast may be an epic failure. The course may be an epic failure, but I'm going to do it anyways because I believe in myself and I believe in what I'm doing and the reason that I'm doing it. And I really want to help people. So I just wanted to tell you guys, if you're worried about failing, so am I a lot of times. But I've just gotten to this mindset of, you know what? It doesn't matter. If I'm going to fail, I'm going to fail doing what I'm passionate about and what I love. And if I fail, I'll figure out a different way to do it and keep going in the trajectory that I'm going. And I'm gonna give you a little tip. One of the things that helped me with failure when I was talking to my therapist and listening to Mel Robbins and some other people that just got me really motivated about failing, I decided, you know what? There's a way that I can fail every day and it's kind of safe. And so this is what I do. And if you guys want to use this, I think it's awesome. Fail in a way that is still beneficial to you. So every day, my number one goal when I walk into the gym is I'm going to pick an exercise and a weight where I am going to get to failure. And so every time I pick up a weight or I pick an exercise to do, in my mind, my goal is to get to 8 reps because I'm trying to build muscle. So this morning I was doing bicep curls and I picked up a weight I knew I couldn't do 8 of. At least I thought I couldn't. And I actually did. So the next round I picked up a heavier one and I couldn't do 8. I only did 6. So I failed, but I failed in a way that benefited me. And so over time, I feel like if you fail in a way that benefits you, however you want that to be, eventually you get used to that feeling of failure and it becomes a little bit easier to do. And so that's what I've done over the last few months. It's still uncomfortable when you fail sometimes, but as long as you're doing it for the right reason, you find your passion, you know where you're going, and the reason you're doing it, it's a little bit easier. So my advice to you would be do some hard shit and fail, and that's okay. Do it, fail, get back up, rinse and repeat. Just make sure you keep your eyes forward and know where you're going and keep your eye on that target.